Stand Together really was launched as this response to a lot of different things. The tension around social justice movements and conversations and the outcry around Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. But it escalated in so many ways because the pandemic itself was impacting communities that were already hard hit. And then added to that, this layer of Asian hate. Right, and to be responsive to the fact that, we were talking about so many places that talked about these dual pandemics, right, racism and COVID-19, and it became clear that we needed to do something. April 17th was the kickoff, the launch of this campaign. And we had set up at Civic Center Plaza for groups to come, and we set up a table, assembly line that had the books and the postcards and a lot of donated material from other partners that they felt was really important to help understand different cultures or to engage. There was a sage piece that had been put together for burning and healing and kind of this holistic incense burning. We had some folks that the Asian Art Museum gave passes to the museum so people could come and learn about Asian art and Asian history. We had passes for parks and for other museums. It really was about how do we spread this word, this culture. What do we need to do to not be kind of fighting against each other, to not be talking about who's worse off, but let's stand together, and that this idea of being locked in arms is actually almost impenetrable.
And we're all indigenous to somewhere, and we all rely on Mother Earth in order to survive.
I remember one of our community members saying our liberation is connected, and that if we're going to be truly free as a society, as a community, as a group of folks, that we needed to stand together.
We are connected together in this struggle. We are connected together in just day-to-day living. We are all having our own issues and challenges in life, and we should not be pitted against each other.
One of the special parts of the Campaign for Solidarity was the assembling of the kits, because it also created another space for folks to be working together. I have to say, people were so excited to just be with each other, to have conversation with each other, and to be doing something for someone else. So there was a lot of going through and putting the items in the bag, but more than that was being able to talk to somebody while they put items in the bag and being able to laugh. And you can see in some of the pictures just the joy, like in people's eyes, even though they're masked up, you can tell they're smiling. And those are the things that we want. The more that we build community, the more that we're in space with each other, the easier it is to care about each other, and the harder it is to actually be negative and to support negative attitudes and behavior.
We want to thank everyone for coming out today. This was really about how do we come together and have a real campaign for solidarity.
And that requires us coming out of our houses. That requires us standing up, but not just standing up as individuals. We have to stand together and say that an attack on one is an attack on all, and really move to say we're not going to sit idly by. People were supposed to choose a book about different cultures, different experiences. And so those were there. CYC had the lion and dragon's head for the lion dancers. We had Japanese Community Youth Center was putting together origami cranes. There was the American Indian Cultural District was there. So all of these different groups coming together to celebrate their individuality, but collectively, and to recognize and be in space with each other. We had speakers that really just got up and talked about the importance of culture, the importance of recognizing and celebrating other folks' culture. So that was the beginning of that. And in some ways, it represented what we hope to see happen, this building of community and being able to be who you are, but without it meaning that you had to take away from who someone else is. It also created and connected us in the way that we hoped, where people who maybe weren't coming for that event saw the table, saw the different materials. They came through and put together their own solidarity kit. And so we were able to get those supplies and those resources to people that ordinarily we would not have come in contact with. There had been so much happening on the news around attacks against the Asian community, but I think for folks, especially the attacks on elders. And so this coming together, there was a drumming circle, and so the drums were there, and that was very healing. We had Sasana Yi was doing some meditation and really helping people think and reflect. And in that moment, it was uniquely healing. Everyone wants to feel seen. Everyone wants to feel valued. And I just keep going back to the statement that was made in one of our early meetings that said our liberation is connected. And the power of feeling free or connected, both of those things together, is huge. And to think that somebody thinks enough about you and they don't even know you, to come out into a space, to come and say that we're here for you, that we're connected to you, that we care about you, is life-changing, especially in those moments when you're looking at the news or you're looking on TV, or if you're afraid to even just walk down the street. It gives you a sense of courage and confidence to know that you are not alone.
Solidarity means, to me, showing up for our neighbors who are closest to need.
Empowerment.
Supporting each other, listening to each other, and really enjoying life together.
To work together.
To make sure that antiquated, debunked scientific classifications of race, superiority, and inferiority are completely eradicated.
Responsibility for both our actions and inactions. Responsibility to make sure that we advocate for each other's communities, advocate for each other's resources, and make sure that we are educated on where we stand together and where we do not.
Realizing that we're in a global house and that we all share this beautiful home called the Earth, as well as the community that we all live in.
Disrupting the corruption and oppressive practices that are in place.
My people, when will you realize your people are my people too?
When all of us stand together and share our pain and share our stories and share our dreams and share our voices, we can overcome anything. Permanecer unidos.